obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
Lie. No man is obsolete.
It's a cookbook.
Who are we?
When will they take the bandages off?
You're a bad man. You're a very bad man.
This lemon sucker here. He's the most suspicious of the bunch.
My name is Talking Tina, and I'm beginning to hate you.
I believe you're going my way.
Live from Willoughby, at the heart of the Twilight Zone, here are your ghosts, Alex and Tyler. In this prestigiously perfect podcast in which we call... Spooky.
Happy Halloween, Gnomies. I'm Alex.
And I'm Tyler.
Welcome to the Twilight Gnome Podcast, our second annual Halloween Spooktacular, episode 85. What episode are we going to be discussing this Halloween?
This Halloween, we have the ever spooky The Grave.
Season 3, Episode 7, original air date October 27th, 1961. This was written and directed by Montgomery Pittman, who kind of has a strange little resume, I guess, on the Twilight Zone, because he directed 5 episodes of the Twilight Zone, and he wrote 3. And the 3 that he wrote, he also directed.
Makes sense.
So, the 3 that he wrote were 2, The Grave, and Jeff Myrtlebank. And the 5 that he directed were 2, The Grave, Jeff Myrtlebank, Dead Man's Shoes, and Will the Real Martian Please Stand Up?
So he must have liked the actor that was in this and Jeff Myrtlebank, because he chose him for both projects. That's pretty cool.
He sure did. James Best. Favorite moment, Ty, what was it?
My favorite moment is the ending where we hear from Ione, oh, which way's the wind blowing? It would have blown the his tailcoats over the grave, but it didn't. I love that twist.
My favorite was the shot, the kind of whole scene of Connie walking up to the grave, but that shot of him stabbing it like gingerly the first time there, I really enjoyed that shot. The whole aesthetic of up on the grave is just awesome. It reminded me of Wizard of Oz.
Very cool, like spooky vibes. You got the door slamming in the background, and like it's...
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell that it's on a set.
Yeah,
which kind of adds to the effect. I kind of like it.
I was looking at the far background.
You could tell it's
and
a matte
there's like
painting.
a very clear line of like where the wall clearly makes a 90 degree, but they try to like paint it to make it look like it wasn't. That kind of took me out of it a little.
And the fake trees and stuff, obviously.
No, I think the fake trees kind of add to the charm of it. Like you said, that sort of Wizard of Oz sort of vibe. But the matte painting in the background, I would have fixed.
We have the technology to rebuild it.
Doctor, what have you created?
I am, for all intent and purposes, AI Serling.
So every week I put a prompt into ChatGPT, come up with a Rod Serling style intro. I've been trying to do more meta ones since, when? It was like a couple weeks? Was it like episode 80 or something?
Yeah, pretty recently.
But let's see if it came up with a good one this week.
Halloween. The singular evening when the boundary between the living and the dead thins to the width of a whisper. When the only thing colder than the night air is the hand that might reach for yours in the dark. Tonight's tale, The Grave. A ghost story dressed in Western clothes, where courage meets cowardice, and the line between guilt and the grave is written in dust. It asks a simple question. If you heard a voice calling from 6 feet under, would you answer? So lock your doors, check the shadows twice, because tonight we don't visit the Twilight Zone. It comes to you.
I like that. I like how it kind of recalls that it is a ghost story first and foremost, because it definitely has that feeling of like a sort of any kind of story that you would tell at the around a campfire to try to like scare people. It has that sort of like old folklore-y kind of sense to it.
All right, so every week Tyler and I come up with a few questions for each other, keep each other on our toes while watching said episode. I have 4 this week.
I have 3.
Ooh, all right, I'll go first then.
I go first.
You
I
go
guess.
first? Yeah, okay.
How many men shot at Pinto?
8.
Correct.
According to, I think it was Mothershed that said it, he said that Pinto didn't want to be buried any closer than how...
20 feet.
Yeah, gotcha.
How long did Pinto live for after he was shot?
4 minutes.
30 minutes.
Damn it. How long did it take Jeff Myrtlebank there to gather up that 20 gold piece?
Took him 2 weeks?
20 weeks to go.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah.
That's a long-ass time. My final question, what's the circuit judge's My final question, what's the circuit judge's name?
Circuit judges?
Yeah, they said they went to a circuit judge to try to petition to get Pinto Psyched to be tracked down and killed, and the circuit judge essentially told them, you guys should do it yourselves, be men.
I have no idea.
Ed Thackeray.
It's a weird last name.
Thackeray Banks.
Is that his name in there?
His name is
Thackeray?
It's Thackeray. I put it on subtitles one time. I was like, oh, I thought his name was Zachary.
According to Mothershed, Connie's gun won't be worth what out in that graveyard?
It won't be worth a dime? Oh.
A copper cent.
Oh, okay.
And my final question, how close does Connie have to stab the knife into the dirt?
5 feet.
Good job. All right, we'll jump right into the plot of this one. We open on a dusty old town in the Old West. A guy walks out of the saloon, and I wrote down suspense. What would you call that? Dun.
Yeah, I'd say suspenseful music. We kind of get like multiple shots of everyone in town sort of like hiding in.
Yeah, a couple guys are hiding all around the place, and some guy yells out, "Pinto, you're covered from all sides," and they all shoot him, but he's still alive, and they're like, let's get him into the jail.
So after they bring him into the jail, we get a shot of Mothershed popping out the jail doors, telling Johnny Robb, like, hey, go get his ma, or not his ma, his pa and his sister, and then at that point we get this old kooky guy be like, well, that's the end of that.
And then Rod brings us in.
Normally, the old man would be correct. This would be the end of the story. We've had the traditional shootout on the street, and the bad man will soon be dead. But some men of legend and folktale have been known to continue having their way even after death. The outlaw and killer Pinto Sykes was such a person. And shortly we'll see how he introduces the town and a man named Connie Miller, in particular, to the Twilight Zone.
What do you think Rod was doing in that barn?
I think he was in a shed. I think he was in a mother's shed.
Oh. Next shot, it's night, and Connie Miller arrives. He meets this old man. We find out his name is Jason. He says, what's that area closed off? And the old man's like, it's the blood from Pinto Sykes. They shot him the day before yesterday. Connie goes into the saloon. Mothershed says, well, look what the wind blew in. Did you notice our little fence out there? He's like, yeah, it's the blood of Pinto Sykes. Who shot him? Mothershed says, the whole town did, but the bartender's quick to be like, I didn't.
And then we kind of get the little bit of information that there was 8 men actually shooting at him, but out of the 8, only 1 bullet actually made it in. So we get this little line from Johnny Robb saying, I guess this town's not very much of a shotsman.
Yeah, Johnny Robb says, no one's really taken responsibility for that one. The bartender says, I bet you're disappointed, Connie, since you spent so much time trying to find him. Connie says, yeah, 4 months I spent trying to find him. But Johnny Robb he heard a different story.
That ain't the way Pinto tells it. He claimed you didn't even try to catch up to him.
Hello, Johnny Robb.
You can already kind of tell that Johnny Robb and Connie here don't exactly get along, and that Johnny Robb is kind of the town gossip, I guess you'd say.
For sure. And Johnny Robb says that... So I was under the impression that they had a new sheriff. Doesn't he say we have a new sheriff in town? You said it was something...
No, it's a circuit court.
Circuit court. He tells them that this guy told them they shouldn't be paying Connie. They should just do it themselves because they haven't really seen any results from Connie Miller. And then they finally tell Connie that Pinto's last words were for his sister to marry a fine man, but also he did mention Connie, and I'll play a little bit of what he said to Connie.
He got real riled when he mentioned you. He said, the slower he ran away, the slower you chased him. He said he waited for you in Albuquerque. Even sent word where he was, but you never showed up. He said you ought to be able to catch him now, but that if you ever come anyways close to his grave, you reach up and grab you.
It's a really cool shot of Connie like lifting his head up as Johnny Robb strums the guitar at the exact same moment. I thought that was really cool.
Something that I got out of this episode watching this, I've seen this quite a few times, but I always assumed that Connie was this brave man, but I actually am starting to contemplate whether he actually was brave, because it's obviously left in the air of, and he acts afraid when he goes to the grave. I think he truly was afraid. There's a possibility that he actually did not want to catch Pinto.
Yeah, it's kind of 50-50. I think it's intentionally vague as to whether Connie actually was good at his job, or potentially they also leave it up to, well, it's also possible that Pinto was lying about everything, and I don't know.
Well, something's about to happen, and it kind of goes on the side of Connie kind of being afraid because the door opens and he jumps real quick and draws his gun.
That is true. Yeah, so as the door slams open at this moment, we get Ione walking into the bar, and she's there to buy some whiskey.
But it's not for her dad, it's for her, apparently, and she's going to drink the whole bottle. Then she notices Connie, and she's like, well, look what the wind blew in. They like saying that. It's the second time in the first, 7 minutes that it said, look what the wind blows in.
It's a small town.
Ione's like, I'm guessing they told you about how Pinto died. He said he's going to reach up and grab you.
So again, we're already getting the double repetition of the whole grabbing visualization, so we can kind of picture where this is going to lead to.
She's like, you've been chasing him for so long, you ought to be lucky. Tonight you know right where he is. All you got to do is just walk up there. Then Ione leaves, and she does her creepy first little laugh. I cannot even doing it justice. It's a very odd laugh.
It's very spooky. It's very witchy. That with the billowing cloak behind her and stuff like that. The first time I saw this, I was like, she's supposed to be a witch or something?
Connie says that the Psych family never was that bright. Johnny Robb says, tell me something, Connie. Are you afraid of Pinto's grave? We all are. Then Connie says, I was never afraid of him, even when he was alive. I'm definitely not afraid of him now that he's dead. And Connie slaps the shit out of Johnny Robb.
He backhands him, and then right afterwards, Johnny Robb, kind of backs right away, super afraid that Connie's going to hit him again. And he says, I love the line of, before you slap me and hurt me, kind of unnecessarily to say that he hurt him by slapping him. I always thought that line was funny.
But what I was going to say before you hit me and hurt me was, well, now, I'll bet, I'm not accusing you, understand, but I'll bet that you won't call on Pinto tonight.
Why don't you shut up before you really get hurt?
I never know. The wind plays a huge role in this. You constantly have it, especially wearing headphones like we are now. You hear the wind howling in the background, and they trying to subliminally plant stuff in your head. You hear right in the middle of Johnny Robb's speech, really quick. Connie goes, "Sure is windy tonight." It's what? And they keep doing that. They keep referencing how windy it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that again is just sort of laying the groundwork for the twist, or the twist against the twist, is that wind plays a big aspect in this story as well. So they kind of are subtly trying to put it in the background so that when it comes up later, it's not where did that come out of?
Johnny Robb says, I bet you won't go up to Pinto's grave tonight at midnight. I'll bet you $20 on it. Connie tells Johnny Robb, I never liked you. And he's like, and I just so happen to have 20 piece here. And he's like, and when I get back, you better not be hanging around here anymore. And then we meet the Steinhardt, the gambler. Pretty cool dude.
Yeah, he's definitely the coolest of the trio here.
Even though at the end, we'll get into it when we get into it, but I love his, I'll give the explanation to the story. You seem to know an awful lot about this. But anyway, Steinhardt's just you got another 20 there, Connie? And Connie's like, what, you don't believe me? You think I'm afraid too? Connie puts another 20 down.
I like how Steinhardt's explanation is I'm not saying anything against you, Connie. I'm just a betting man, and I know a good bet when I see one, and so I'm going to bet against you.
And he's looking real cool. He's shuffling the cards while he's doing it, but he's not really doing it, but you can just picture him doing it.
Billy Badass.
Yep. Mothershed says that he won't be because he doesn't have the money, but Connie was like, well, if you did have to bet, what would you say? And Mothershed's like, I guess I'd have to bet against you, Connie. And then Connie's obviously upset. What's wrong with all you people?
He's all pissed off, about to go leave and head for the gravesite when Steinhardt stops him and says, hold on now, we need to figure out some of the key rules about this. And
it goes into a trust thing too. I think Connie wanted someone to go with him, obviously.
Yeah.
I honestly think watching this time that I think Connie is afraid.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense. And whether or not he was afraid of him when he was alive or dead, he's definitely afraid of him now that he's dead. Could be more of a superstitious man.
But Steinhardt comes up with the rules of, here, you're going to take the bartender's Bowie knife, you're going to stab it next to his grave so that in the morning we know if you were there or not.
And I like the notion that nobody in town would steal it.
Johnny Robb says it because we're all afraid. We definitely wouldn't do it.
Yeah, but like I feel like if I was either Ione or his pa and I saw a knife stabbed into my family member's grave, I would take it out and be pissed. Like,
would you see it at 2 o'clock in the morning?
She's literally, Ione is leaving the minute that he's
so she ain't
getting
back
there.
Till morning.
Yeah, but she might be showing up super early in the morning. There's definitely a bunch of ways where someone might take the knife out. It's a little, not perfect.
Definitely not ideal. And the next shot, Connie leaves. He's like, keep the bottle warm. And he goes to the cemetery. Really cool. I like that. You can tell it's a set. I enjoy the old Hollywood charm of that.
Yeah.
Connie's at the cemetery. Ione is at Pinto's grave. She walks down. Really cool shot of her coming down.
She's like singing a little song and stuff too. She's definitely wasted at this point.
Yeah, and then she's got a little message for Connie. She's like, he's waiting to see you.
You go on up there and see Pinto. I just came from there. He's waiting for you.
Her laugh is definitely very creepy. She sells the creepy factor of this episode with a ha 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 ha.
For sure. Connie starts walking towards the grave. Wind's blowing. They're definitely trying to make it look as windy as possible, because obviously it is very important. But
yeah,
I wonder, obviously all this audio must have been overdubbed, because with as many fans that they needed, there's no way they'd be able to use the original audio of...
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
They probably needed so many fans, and I bet it was loud as fuck on that soundstage.
True. But then with how windy it is, we see Connie walking up to the grave when he's suddenly startled by a very loud sound of a door slamming, which he's immediately calmed by once he notices what it is, and he goes to the door and clatches it tight so that it doesn't keep continuing to creep him out.
Right. He's kind of like cowering there. He is totally like terrified.
Oh yeah, I mean the whole point is that he is terrified because when he ends up stabbing and thinks that he feels something, he literally dies of fear.
Right. He goes over to Pinto's grave and he slowly plunges the knife into the fresh dirt, pulls out the knife.
I thought it was interesting too, like why slide it in slowly, pull it out, and then
I think
do it again.
It's like an afraid thing, like testing the waters before he goes for a stab. But he goes for a good old stab, and he tries to get up, but he is pulled back down, and we are abruptly sent to the next shot. The barflies are outside. It's the next morning, and Johnny Robb's like, well, where is he? He's like, he didn't come back. And I like how Steinhardt uses logic. He's like, his horse and his gear are still here, so I don't think he's just like skipped town on us.
Yeah, because that would be the logical explanation of like, oh, he's probably just too much of a coward. He didn't do it, and he doesn't want to face us knowing that he didn't do it. But then, yeah, when Steinhardt points out the whole horse still being there, clearly like, well, maybe something's afoot. We should go check the gravesite.
Yeah. Well, Ione comes, and she's got a plate. She's like, he ate off of this as a kid. I'm going to go put it on his grave. And Johnny Robb's like, I'll come with you. And Steinhardt and Mothershed all decide to go up with him. Next shot, they're at the cemetery, and Johnny Robb has a pretty funny little line. What's he say?
I knowed it. I got a man killed.
And then Steinhardt explains exactly what happened to all of us. I'll play some of that. So funny.
I really enjoy his explanation because it's like, that would be me in any situation where people are like, oh, it must have been a ghost. And be like, no, just the scene's in front of us. Look at it.
And then you're wrong.
Yeah. Or am I?
What happened? Whole story's right there. Look at him. He came up here. He had more courage than I thought. There's his knee prints. He knelt by the grave. He pulled his knife from his belt and plunged it into the grave. But the wind was strong and it blew his coattail over the grave. Being dark, he didn't notice he put his knife through his own coattail, pinioning it to the grave. Then he started to rise. As he did so, perhaps he was halfway up, he felt a sudden tug, the knife holding his coattail. But in his own mind, Pinto reached out and grabbed him. His heart gave way, that's all.
I love the Hollywood cliche of that. It was, the whole time that was playing, I was thinking of really cool ones. Like in the Boondock Saints when Willem Dafoe is telling what happened, and then it's actually showing what happened.
Yeah, that is a fun cliche of like...
Without a paddle. Remember Ethan Suplee's kind of playing like the tracker? Then they made love to the little one because they were all snuggled under the cave.
It is definitely a fun little trope where like someone that's really good at being a detective or like good at like reading a room, they can kind of like explain exactly what happened without actually having been there. It is fun.
I think it would be even funnier if we made a movie where like a
someone
character-
guesses completely
And it's like-
wrong.
and then this happened. They sound so sure, but it's also showing parallel of what actually happened, and it's not even close.
I feel like that's happened before. That's got to happen in some movie or TV show.
But the whole trope of the explanation is it's fun either way, even if it's the right prediction or if it's completely wrong. It's so funny.
Yep. But then it's right after this that we get from Ione. She's basically questioning Steinhardt and saying, "Well, are you sure that's actually what happened?" And that's at this point that she points out that the wind's been blowing from the south all day yesterday and all day today. And then she kind of lifts up her cloak to
Look at my cloak. Do you know they put the fucking fans on high for that
yeah.
one? You can literally tell as soon as she puts her thing, they just like slowly start.
Well, I think it's also that she's like holding it in more of a way that the wind will catch it. But yeah, we get this great line from Ione.
What direction was the wind from last night?
The south. Why?
Same as now. Look at my cloak. I'm standing in the same spot Connie was. Is the wind blowing it across the grave?
Final comment. You take this with a grain of salt or a shovelful of earth as shadow or substance. We leave it up to you. And for any further research, check under G for Ghosts in the Twilight Zone.
And that's our episode. Tyler, what did you learn?
Always pay attention to which way the wind's blowing.
All right, we'll jump right into ratings. IMDb currently has us at a 7.4 out of 10. Do you want to think we're going to be on the same page or no?
I don't know. I think we both enjoyed it quite a bit. I think I might have enjoyed it maybe more than you.
Maybe. I'll go first then, just in case.
All right.
Historically, you're more than me, but maybe not. Let's see. I'm going to give this an 8.5.
That is also what I'm giving it, an 8.5.
All right. This is a very good episode. It's not my favorite because once you know the plot twist, the rewatchability goes down, but it's still a very good performance from Lee Marvin in particular. I love Lee Marvin. Both his episodes I really enjoyed. I think I like this one a little bit more, which is why I gave this an 8.5 because I think I gave Steel an 8.
Yeah.
But very good performance. Awesome story.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. And great spooky vibes throughout. This is definitely a very fun one for Halloween. Love the ending with the double twist. We first get the twist that we think that he died from Pinto grabbing him and pulling him down. And then we get the reveal, oh, actually, it was just that he stabbed his knife. And then we get the double reveal that actually the wind was blowing the wrong way. I love that kind of double, triple twist there with that. So yeah, overall great.
Just like in One More Pallbearer, that was an amazing episode too.
That didn't have a triple twist.
Kinda, didn't it?
Well, I guess at the
end.
end
It was also being facetious.
Oh, yeah, that episode's just terrible.
Who are they? Where are they? What are they? Let's find out together in the Twilight Gnome presents Inside the Twilight Zone.
All right, so this week, like I had mentioned, we have Lee Marvin. I feel like we should kind of give him his props because there's quite a few, like obviously you got like Burge and Jack Klugman and John Anderson. They were all in 4. And then you even have Barney, I forget his name, he plays the Martian
Barney
there.
Fife or something like that.
Barney Fife, that's from Andy Griffith's show. That's Don Knotts' character.
Oh, God, there's too many ostriches.
Right, I feel like there's a couple actors like...
that keep reappearing in several episodes.
William Shatner. And I feel like William Shatner and Lee Marvin are like on the same level in like Twilight Zone-y.
Because even though they only played in 2, they're the main characters of 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say the same then of Johnny Robb /
Jeff Myrtlebank.
Jeff Myrtlebank.
I think he's actually in... We'll jumping ahead a little bit, but he's in quite a few episodes.
I think he's did a better job than Connie.
No. Anyway, Lee Marvin played Connie. He's in 2 Twilight Zones, this and Steel. He was pretty much known for doing a lot of Western stuff. He was in The Dirty Dozen, Paint Your Wagon, lots of movies from the 50s till 1986.
I can only imagine the plot of a thing called Paint Your Wagon. Like, I'm imagining it's like a musical where
You
just
don't remember
everyone
The
keeps
Simpsons?
painting a wagon.
Remember the Simpsons episode that did it?
Vaguely.
Because I think it's like season 12 actually. You might know. Bart gets obsessed with like a cowboy, so they're watching Western movies, and that's a completely different episode. But anyway, there's an episode where they watch an old movie and they're like, "Oh, it's Paint Your Wagon. This is gonna be good," and they're all singing, and Homer's depressed. He's like, "When someone's gonna shoot anyone?" And then Lee Marvin goes, "Oh, thank God, Lee Marvin. He's always drunk and angry." And then he goes, "You got a problem?" Yeah. You missed a spot. Gonna paint your wagon.
I was thinking of, I think there's also an episode of MASH about Paint Your Wagon, like they accidentally get that delivered to them instead of like the good movie that everyone wanted or something.
Then we have James Best. He played Johnny Robb. He was in 3 Twilight Zones. He was in The Grave, Jeff Myrtlebank, and Jezebel from season 4, which we have not done. And obviously he played in I think it was 170 something episodes of Dukes of Hazzard. He plays
one of the Duke boys?
No, he plays Coltrane, Sheriff B. Roscoe, the sheriff.
I thought the sheriff was an old man in that.
That's a different guy. What's his Boss Hogg?
Oh, Boss Hogg. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
He's also in Forbidden Planet. He was kind of uncredited. He must have just been like a crewman.
Must have.
And then he's in lots of movies from 1950 to 2013. Then we have Struther Martin. He played Mothershed. He was in Cool Hand Luke, which have you still not seen that?
I have not.
You gotta get on. It's a good one. He's in the original True Grit. He was in 11 episodes of Gunsmoke, 1 episode of Gilligan's Island, 1 Lost in Space. Just lots of television.
Who was he in the original True Grit?
I have no idea. I've never seen that movie.
I want to watch the remake. That looks decent.
Yeah. It's a
Jeff Bridges movie.
Yeah, but who directed it? That's Coen Brothers, I believe. Yes, it is. Yep. It's Coen Brothers. A little bit of trivia on this. Lee Marvin wore the same hat in the movie Cat Ballou. Is that a French word? Ballou? How would you?
I'd have to see it written. What?
Bolo.
I've never heard of it. But then if it was the word cat, it would be chat.
And the only other little bit of trivia I had on this was that this was originally intended to be in season 2.
It might be bolo. You know those things that you have like little balls on the end. It's on a string. You throw it at something that's legs get caught.
That makes more sense, especially because he does the Western stuff.
Yep. Although, why would need to bolo a cat?
In total, this episode cost $51,641. The director received the usual $12.50, and the cast received $10,389.
What'd you say your name was?
What's in a name, Mr. Benninger, really? A mere question of semantics. Just language. A mere stretch of words.
So every week, Tyler and I come up with a few alternative titles to the episodes we are watching. You guys can do so as well if you want to. Leave a comment for next week's episode when you find out what it is in just a minute. I have 3.
I also have 3.
All right, go for it.
All right, I'll start with my debacle. I got the Deadly Dare debacle.
Pretty close, but I think I beat you. I got the Double Dog Dare debacle.
Yeah, I like mine better because it is a deadly dare. I got the Ghost of Pinto Sykes.
I have just the Dare debacle.
And my last one, I have Afraid of the Grave.
I have Dead Afraid.
Yeah, I like that one.
Switcheroos. I have 4 or 5 here.
I have 4.
All right, go first, son.
Execution.
I don't. I have He's Alive.
No, I don't have that one. I have The Fear.
I don't have that. I have 100 Yards Over the Rim.
No, I don't have that one either. I have Nothing in the Dark.
Death's Head Revisited.
And The Fugitive.
Dead Man's Shoes. And then this one you have to switch, but The Last Rites of Pinto Sykes.
Yeah. All right, so not a whole lot of references on this one, which I was surprised. I thought this was quite a popular episode.
I know. I was really surprised when I was in the trivia on IMDb and in the book. There really wasn't a whole lot for something that seems to be like an iconic episode.
Yeah, and this is like one of my top ones, so I was very surprised. But I do have a few small pulls. One, the whole idea of the Graveyard Dare is a very old kind of folklore story. Since it's folklore, there's really no like kind of start to when it happened, but it is like a very common folklore trope. And then we also have the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Do you remember those books? They're like really creepy drawings and they have like scary stories in them by Alvin Schwartz. And in it, there is the short story of The Girl Who Stood on a Grave, which is almost an exact copy of this story. Where a girl has to go stab a knife into a grave to prove that she was there, but then it gets caught on her dress when she goes to stand up and she dies of fear. So very, very similar. And that was from the book series came out between 1981 and 1991. So that was probably almost a direct copy, if not of this exact story, but at least of the folklore. And then we also have the TV show Are You Afraid of the Dark? There was an episode called The Tale of the Twisted Claw. From 1992, in which 2 teens visit a graveyard on Halloween after being dared to do so.
Decent. I know I was looking at the board while you were reading at the beginning there because you said it was one of your favorite episodes, but you have like 8 already that are above this. So, and we're only like a little over halfway.
I have 3 9s, 2 9.5s, and 2 10s. So that'd be 7, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is
Still
even going to... I don't think this will even make your top 10 at the end.
No, it'll at least make my top 20.
Maybe. I wonder about that. I don't know if 8.5s might make it, but I would imagine it's going to be 10, 9.5s, and 9s.
I think there's going to be some 8.5s.
Some 8.5s in the top 20, you think?
Yeah.
All right. Well, every week Tyler picks the episodes, and he does so by showing me an AI-generated picture. I play a little game where I have to guess what it is. Now, we're out of spooky season, so it's probably not going to be anything spooky.
And so for the next 5 episodes, we are returning to our original structure of all 5 categories, and there will be all 5 seasons too.
So. Remind everyone what our original format is.
So original format has aliens, time, future, death, and other.
All right. With it being the first, I have no idea, so I'm completely in the dark.
All right, ready?
Yep. Be something good. Static.
Yes.
That's season 2 in this videotape episode, and it's not very good.
It is a videotape episode, which I think we only have 2 or 3 left.
We have 22 for sure that we need to do.
And then we have the salesman one.
Yep, the whole truth. I think that's it.
Just those 2?
I think they made 6.
Yeah.
And this will be a 4th. Is it as bad as I remember?
It was fine. It, I mean, story-wise, it kind of reminded me a lot of, like, different, like, Kick the Cans or...
like a nostalgia thing.
Yeah, or what was the one from season... Or Walking Distance. That sort of...
I like those 2 episodes.
Similar sort of vibe.
We'll see. Is the videotape very distracting, like usual?
Yeah, this is... something about the videotapes. It is a little bit distracting.
Messages.
You are about to receive a message from the 5th dimension.
All right, so we got 2 different comments this week. The first one comes from Rachel F., and Rachel F. is commenting on our most recent video, Caesar and Me. Rachel F. says, any episode with Olin's soul is a good time. And our other message is on the latest poll. If you haven't voted on that poll, be sure to drop your vote in there. The poll is on which Twilight Zone episode scares you the most. And we have Lee Charles saying, massive fan of the original Twilight Zone series. Honestly, the ones that scare me the most are the ones that deal primarily with themes of human condition. Episodes like The Shelter or The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street. The ones that show us who we are under the skin. Definitely agree with that.
For sure. All right, just a little bit of housekeeping, guys. If you could please continue to like and subscribe on the YouTube page, it would mean the world to us. If you could tell any friends about the podcast that like podcasts and send them this way, we would greatly appreciate it. And just hopefully you guys are having an amazing Halloween right now. If you are listening to this today on Halloween when this episode drops, happy Halloween. Hopefully you're eating some candy listening to this, and maybe you get to see some little guys come and give them some candy. I don't get any trick-or-treaters here. I would love to, though. I think that would be cool.
That would be awesome. We've always lived in like places where there's like no one's ever going to come out into the middle of nowhere to go trick-or-treating here. But I've always I remember one of my friends lived in like a big neighborhood, so one year I actually got to hand out candy there, which was fun.
I bet that's fun.
Yeah.
Just to see all the little kids in their costumes. It's awesome. Yeah, so I hope you guys are having an awesome time, either giving out candy or with some of your little loved ones trick-or-treating or something tonight, or just snuggled up watching a scary movie or listening to this in the dark.
Yeah.
Boo!
You can flicker the lights on and off.
All right. Well, my final question for you, Ty. It's got to be about Halloween. I know you're not a big fan of candy, but what is your favorite Halloween... I got a two-parter. What is your favorite Halloween movie, and what's your favorite Halloween memory?
My favorite Halloween movie?
I guess it could be scary movie. It doesn't have to be technically Halloween.
I would pick Hocus Pocus. If I can only watch one Halloween movie, I'm probably watching Hocus Pocus. That's such a good one. It captures Halloween perfectly. It's not overly scary. I don't really like the ones that are just purely scary because, I don't know, it's just not as much fun. But yeah, I'd pick Hocus Pocus. What was your other question?
Halloween memories. Favorite Halloween memories. And also I'm going to add in, if it has to be about Halloween, who be Halloween? All the way.
I can't think of many Halloween memories. It's usually just
being a ninja for 6 years in a row.
I was thinking when our cousin got dropped down the he was in
the little wagon.
In the wagon, it went all the way down the hill, and he got all banged up from that.
Do you remember the Halloween that it snowed while we were trick or treating?
I do remember it snowing one year. I mean, it was just a dusting. It wasn't like a whole ton of snow. Oh, I guess I'd say, I think one time when I was really young, I must have gone to a Halloween party, and there was like a donut on a string, and I was trying to eat a donut on a string.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, and then also the neighbor next door that used to dress up like a scarecrow, and you go up to the house, and he would like grab you and shit. What about you?
Fiend. I don't know. I love Halloween. Just the decorations at our grandparents' house. Those are huge.
Yeah.
I loved that. Obviously, watching all the things and listening to, like, every morning on the radio station, they usually play Monster Mash, and I love that. I want to set that. I should have, in hindsight, next year for October, every morning set my alarm clock to, I was working in my lab.
I mean, you still have 2 days left, so you can do that.
No, we don't, Tyler. It's October 31st.
Okay. What? I had a question for you about Halloween. What is your favorite Halloween special?
Ooh, I really enjoy the Hey Arnold one. Where they,
the one with
the Orson Welles alien one, I really like that.
What's funny is so last night I watched all 3 Halloween quote unquote episodes of Hey Arnold, even though
that's funny.
There's
that
only
I
one
just brought that.
one.
That was my favorite.
But I just find that one to be the least Halloweeny.
What's the other one?
The other one is the headless cabbie. When they tell a story of the headless cabbie, and then they go out into the park, and like a lot of weird shit happens.
Oh, the Scotty dog and shit.
Yeah, with the Scotty dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one,
the Hell Train.
The Hell Train.
That's not a Halloween episode, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's about ghosts.
That one is really good. That one did genuinely creep me out as a kid.
Yeah, I'd say those 3 are.
But I left the alien one because I like the whole Orson Welles, or the impersonator, obviously.
It is pretty good.
Usually, I have Tyler send you guys off into the Twilight Gnome, but since it's Halloween night, we have a little message from Rod here for us to send us out. So happy Halloween, everybody.
A message from beyond the grave.
Ooh, yes. Happy Halloween, guys.
Happy Halloween.
Tonight, as the clocks lean towards midnight and the last echoes of trick-or-treat fade into the brisk October wind, we stand together at the rarest of hours. The doorbells have gone quiet, the candy bowls are bare, and yet something lingers. You can feel it in the stillness between footsteps, in the way the shadows stretch just a little too long. Halloween, the annual masquerade of the human heart, does not end when the porch light goes dark. It merely changes form, slipping through keyholes, hiding behind curtains, and waiting patiently in the corners of our imagination. So to all you wandering spirits, children in masks, dreamers in dimly lit rooms, and keepers of the jack-o'-lantern flame, I bid you good night, but not farewell. For this night never truly dies. It simply goes underground, biding its time beneath 12 months of daylight and reason. And when the wind turns cold again, and the leaves start whispering since only the dead remember, Halloween will rise once more. Until then, keep a candle burning. You never know what might need the light in the Twilight Zone.
It's 4 o'clock, the howling man is gone.